You click on this video just now because you're thinking about moving to Ottawa and you want to know if you can afford it and does it really worth it. Fortunately for you, I made several videos about what is it to live in the city. However, today is all about numbers, so I will break down my monthly expenses and give you an estimate of how much you need to live here annually. And although me and my girlfriend don't have kids yet, I will provide both numbers for a couple and a family of 4 so you guys can follow along. You ready? Let's go. Welcome back everyone. For those who are new to my channel, I post video weekly about life in Ottawa, so I think you should subscribe. But I want to preface this video with 2 things. First, me and my girlfriend moved here last year, so we're still catching up about what is it to live here, and that's why I created this channel, because I can share this with you and bring this information to you. And second is that I already made a video about cost of living in Ottawa last year, but it was one of my first videos, so quality was, as you can see, not as good as now. And also I wanted to adapt the numbers to the reality of 2022 with the inflation and real estate costs. So that's why I made the video again. We went through a lot of intense changes last year with inflation and real estate costs. And I think it's not just Ottawa, Canada as a whole was affected. The one thing that saves Ottawa a little bit is that the main employers here are government and IT, which are 2 very stable and high paying sectors. So there's still a lot of money in the city. Just to give you an idea, the average salary in Ottawa is $61,000 and the average household income is $100,000, which is above the national average. That being said, the numbers I'm about to give you are really baseline and modest, obviously because everyone's reality is different and I can't make 100 different scenarios. So the most common scenarios are going to be a couple and a family of 4. Of course, adjust the numbers to your own reality. If you have like 2 extra kids or if you're a single professional working in the city, it's going to be different. That's just to give you an idea. So let's start with housing, which is obviously the biggest expense that you're gonna have. For the sake of this exercise, we're gonna use rentals just because it's a stable amount, so it doesn't depend about your down payment, your whole situation, if you're a prior owner. So rental. 2 of us, we pay $1,900 for a 2-bedroom apartment in Ottawa. Family would pay about $2,400 for a townhouse with a finished basement. You need to add utilities. Hydro and gas is about $150 a month, insurance maybe $30, internet maybe $80 to $100 depending on your connection, and that's about what you're looking at for housing costs. Of course, if you're an owner, you need to factor in taxes, an average of $4,000 a year for taxes in Ottawa, but depending on what neighborhood and what area you're in, and also insurance is going to be a lot more if you're a owner, right? So for us, it's a total of $2,160. And if I do a family of 4, the only difference is going to be maybe a little more on the utilities and the rent itself. So I am at $2,710. So that's the two base number for housing. That's us, and that's a family of 4. Let's call them the Johnsons. Next category is transportation. Obviously, I'm a real estate agent. I'm constantly in my car and it costs me a little fortune to run around the city like that. But if I break down my cost, bear in mind that we have my car, which is pretty modest, like a Mazda 6.5, nothing crazy. And my girlfriend's Kia Rio is paid for. So car payment, $500 a month. Gas, an average of $500 a month. General maintenance, just because if you're gonna have to go to mechanic over the year, buy some tires and stuff. So an average of $150 a month put aside for both me and my girlfriend. Insurance, $250 for the both of us. And plates now are free. Good job, Ontario. Total for us for transportation would be $1,625, which is, not so bad. My car could be cheaper, but so the same amount goes for the Johnsons if their car situation is the same. And I want to say that the bus and O-Train passes is $125 per month. So you could save a big chunk of money. Of course, the infrastructures are to be worked on. They're not perfect, but for the amount you save, it might be something you want to consider. Oh, by the way, if you guys are thinking about moving to Ottawa, I would love to give you a hand finding a new place here, because I'm a real estate agent. So if you guys need help relocating, just give me a call. Category number 3 would be food. And listen, I do buy in bulk and I do go to Costco, but I eat a lot of meat, a lot of vegetables. So it's about $1,000 a month for us for food. And add 1 restaurant a week at like $50. It's about $200 for restaurants every month. So we're at $1,200 for a couple. For the Johnsons now, I only added $300 per month for food, and now I realize it might be a little too low, especially if you have very young kids that need formula and stuff like that, or teenage boys that basically eat their body weight in food every 24 hours. You'll have to rework those numbers, but for the sake of this, I'll go off $1,500 for a family of 4. Category number 4, miscellaneous. So of course, this is a broad category because everyone has different needs, right? But for the sake of the exercises, both our cell phone would be $150. Netflix, I pay for both of us, obviously. It's $15. Amazon Prime, $10. Health insurance, I used to be military, so my health insurance are pretty cheap, so $30 for this. Household product, $50. Again, Costco is a lifesaver for this. Hygiene products, $100, maybe 10 for me and 90 for her makeup. No, I'm kidding. The cost too of different seasons. That's something, if you're not living in Canada right now, that's something you need to factor in, right? Because you're gonna need 2 sets of clothes, one warm, one for winter. Your car also is gonna need, a set of winter tires, a set of summer tires. So there's a few seasonal expenses you'll need to factor in during the year. And again, in this category, usually I would put in student loans and overall debt, the debt service that you have to make every month or more, because you want to catch up and not just do the minimal payment, obviously. So again, for this category, very, very conservative amount of $505 for a couple and $600 for the Johnsons. So the biggest expense on this list is by far the price of daycare. Listen, if you have kids, I did the research, it's between $1,200 and $1,800 per kid per month in average in Ottawa for daycare. That's why a lot of people, one of the 2 partners is gonna stay home with the kids because they eat almost everything. So you can stay home and find a side hustle or do just part-time work, and it's about the same, right? So if I don't factor in the price of daycare, we're looking at $5,490 for a couple and $6,435 for a family of 4. But bear in mind that this is based on 2 salaries and not 1, and also families will get tax break and credit. If we do this time 12 for a couple, you need about $61,000 after tax per year to have this lifestyle and I just talked about, and for a family would be around $72,000. And for people watching this that are thinking about buying something in Ottawa, you might want to consider building a separate apartment in your basement. It's another source of income. It could be a great way to offset some of your costs. Canada went through a massive price increase in real estate in the past 2 years, and inflation right now is out of whack. So obviously those 2 things led to an increase in price everywhere, not just in Ottawa, but the whole country. But honestly, despite the rising costs, I truly believe that Ottawa offers you the best bang for your buck. It's a great city, especially for families. Economy is very stable and people are just great. Although there is some reason why you might not want to move to Ottawa, and if you want to know what those are, you can click here. You can also forget everything you know about personal finance and look at this extravagant video about the 5 most expensive sales of 2021 in Ottawa. See you in the next video, guys. Have a good week.